Go live. There it is. Go live.
Hey everybody, welcome to It Or Slab It.
Hi.
I'm joined by my good buddy Nick in person right here together. And on the other end of the line, we've got our friend Edward Gibson III. And today we're going to talk about comics. So let's get right into it. Boom, we got comics. And here they are. Yep, there they is. Right there. We got Ed's pull list. Ed, you read comics this week?
I did. I read some comics this week.
What'd you read, buddy?
I started with the giant-sized Thunderbird there, which
Okay.
I know you said you weren't overly thrilled with. It wasn't anything special, but it was neat to see some new stuff with Thunderbird.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't have anything good to say about it because it sucked.
I didn't read that one.
It's a really crappy issue. So
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was definitely a he going home issue. That's all it is. It's like, hey, I've been dead for 50 years. I'm going home.
yeah, he's gonna go home to somebody that we haven't met in 50 years. Not a single character's ever mentioned him, talked about him, seen him. The brother
His
been
brother
alive
didn't
his entire
even know
life,
if this
never
person
met
was
the
alive.
character.
Did they throw him a welcome back home party?
No,
He gets in a fight, so yeah, for Thunderbird, I think that is a party.
it was almost like going back to Yancey Street, except it was Thunderbird on the reservation.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was.
It did confirm what I thought. He is going to be an X-Men Red. I figured that's where he's going to show up for a while, so looking forward to that. Red Marauders. I'm kind of with you. This book, where it was like the best of the Krakoa books, is now the like, what are we doing? I have nothing against X-Men in space, but needing to tie the Shi'ar into like the origin of mutants, I'm just like, no, I don't need this.
We got this great piratical theme going on. Kitty Pryde, the dragon, the whole 9 yards. And what do we do with the new team? We'll take them straight into space. Well, guess what? We already have a pirate team in space related to the X-Men. They're called the Starjammers, and we didn't need Kitty Pryde to go there. And we're going to involve the Shi'ar. Well, guess what? Yeah, the Starjammers deal with that too. So it was just like, let's just piss all over what we've already come and laid down before us, and instead we'll just create whole cloth. I'm like, issue 2, and I'm, you know what?
If you weren't like a diehard, I'm gonna say, if you weren't like a diehard, I'm reading the entire X line like me. This is a leave it on the shelf. Did enjoy Rocketeer
for me for leaving it on the shelf for X books. Thunderbird can go sit on the shelf on the reservation. Kitty Pryde can go sit on the shelf in Shi'ar outer space. Neither one are getting put into a bag or a slab for me. Honestly, at this point, if I didn't own a comic book store and was reading it off the shelf, I don't know that Marauders 3 even gets picked up.
Like, I know how much you love Marauders, the first book, so the first series.
So good.
Well, and the lineup was better in that first one. Emma Frost, Storm, Iceman, Pyro, Bishop, and Kitty Pryde. I was like, that's a team that I never thought I'd see together, and I now want back together desperately.
Yep.
But
well.
Yeah, Rocketeer was a lot of fun. I really enjoy Stephen Mooney's writing and art. Every now and again, he gets a little rushed in some of the things, but this whole like Atlantic race, like they're crossing the Atlantic, and there's a an international race, kind of a fun thing, and clearly some members of this international race are hiding deep secrets during World War II. So I'm not shocked at all. But Rush is a nice supernatural like Gold Rush story, and issue 5 opened up even more questions when it's about to end in the next issue. I almost wish I hadn't had you reorder that, because now I'm like, this issue took a hard turn.
Really?
Okay. And there's only one issue left?
Yes, it says to be concluded, and I'm like, well, I don't think you've given me any answers from issue 1, so
you're gonna jam it all into that last issue for you.
It's an oversized issue.
Twig and Metal Society, I know we'll talk about here in a minute. Both were pretty fun reads. The Buffy 25 years free comic book day was literally like a preview of that Vampire Slayer we read, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
It was a preview of that.
So it just came out late.
It's actually more, or not preview. I should say like the prologue. It teases into that. Like it ends with Buffy being like, "I'm really worried about my friend," and it turns out her friend is Willow the Slayer.
Yeah.
So
the cool thing about that is that it's still on the shelf at most comic stores. So if you picked up the free comic book day version and you dug it, then you can go and now pick up, the full thing and get the whole story. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. The Spider-Man Venom free comic book day one, I read the Spider-Man story and I got about 3 panels into the Venom one and I just said, I don't need to read this because I'm not reading Venom. I'm not going to read Venom. The Spider-Man one had the art from John Romita Jr. So again, I was a little let down, but he was more of a jokey Peter Parker and a villain that I did not expect. I won't give it away, but villain I did not expect to ever see in a Spider-Man book. And I'm really interested to see if that plays out or if that's I'm never coming back to this again.
So is this original material just for free comic book day, or do you think it's a
I think it was all original. But I think it's like they have been doing for the last few years. They're all teases for upcoming storylines.
Okay.
Like that's I think what Marvel's been doing with their free comic book days anymore is just we are teasing what's going to happen.
Sure.
And they've done a Spider-Man one and they've done either an X-Men or Avengers one, and that's what Judgment Day is. And that just teases the summer crossover.
Which I like that take on doing the free comic book day stuff. Teases for the future stuff where you get a little bonus extra material.
Yeah, that seems like, that's kind of what you want to do. It's like going to the movie theater and watching previews of the movie before you go see it. So, I dig that.
So I would say if I'm going to bag or if I'm going to slab anything, that Judgment Day free comic book day thing was the best thing I read. I've been digging the Eternals run. I'm digging most of the X-Men stuff. It even had a tiny Spider-Man tie-in that was better than the last 2 Spider-Man books I've read, including the free comic book day thing.
Wow.
So, and you may want to slab it in general. It's the first appearance of Blade's daughter.
Ooh.
Whatever her name, I can't remember is, but we'll see how long she lasts.
Stiletto.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. It's named
Dirk.
I don't know, some kind of dagger bladey name. Kukri. His daughter Kukri.
Pocket knife.
Yeah.
Oh. She's Swiss.
So Twig, I think we all 3 read Twig.
Yeah.
This week.
Scotty Young doing the writing, but the art being done by Kyle Strom.
I enjoyed this little book. I didn't expect it. Didn't know what it was getting into, but it's into the little mystery, little fun. Furry little people on their little alien planet. So it was assuming an alien planet, but I don't know. It was a fun, happy little story until the end.
Yeah. I guess you're right there. It's got like the kind of Jim Henson, vibe to it, where all these like different creatures. I almost get a happier version of Labyrinth or things like that, like Dark Crystal, or these different looking creatures.
Yeah, Jim Henson's Labyrinth is a good parallel to the type of creature, or and even some of the type of talking, how they do. I enjoy his little buddy.
Yes.
And then, pointing out, like, going into the mountain, which led me to believe, I guess, why didn't you just go in the mountain the other way, other than he didn't think about to the end. But
it was easy to get through one side. It's mountain.
It's mountain. I guess that that's just
over it.
Digestive system works.
Well, and you got to check in. I mean, like the mountain knew that he was late, so he had to check in. It also gave a bit of a never-ending story vibe too, with some of those elements, just like this other world. It's fun. I think Sean, this was your big.
I liked it. This is a bag it for me. I thought this was well written. I thought the artwork was on point all the way through. This is one of those perfect crossover books between a young person and a adult reader, that neither one's going to be left out. If you're an adult, you're not going to feel like you're being talked down to, or you're necessarily reading like a kiddie book and it's beneath you. If you're a kid, it's not so dummied down, especially the ending, that you don't get something out of it. There's a little something for everybody. If you're looking for like something reminiscent of Jeff Smith's Bone, or that next thing that kind of crosses the eras and the ages, this book definitely does that. So for me, art-wise, story-wise, the whole nine yards, even the coloring, this was on point and a really good book. I would rather read Twig 1, 2, and 3 than Thunderbird and Marauders again. That's for sure. So
you don't know what happens in Twig 2 or 3, so it could take a real big turn.
Man, it's going to have to take a really big turn to make me want to reread any of those.
Twig
Sean,
is going to go to the reservation.
Did. Tell you what, let's get right into a Slab It. You need to pick up Batman Killing Time #3 and Slab It. That's not a bag it, it's a Slab It. This is the first full appearance of the Help. The first appearance of the Help being Killing Time #1, but it's like a brief cameo thing. This guy goes into a one-on-one fight with Batman and whoops up on him while name dropping damn near every martial artist in the DC universe about how he's beat him, trained him, or did something to him. This guy was a major player and just reigned supreme over Batman in a hand-to-hand fight.
Does that include Richard Dragon?
They mentioned Richard Dragon. They mention Black Canary. They mention not Steve Grant. Black Cat.
Ted Grant.
Yeah, Ted Grant. He's dropping names left and right about, oh, I see you've learned that kick. Unfortunately, I'm the one that taught him that kick. And you need to maybe go to Gotham and gear up with Black Canary. She might be able to teach you a thing or two. And just on and on. When Riddler realizes who's there, he's like scared shitless. I mean, they bring on it's one of those deals where we're bringing on a new character that everybody seems to already know, and it was impressive. So really, really keen on that. Banner of War comes out Wednesday. That's the new Hulk Thor book. If you like Hulk and Thor, you're going to probably dig it. And it definitely leads into what's going on with just happened in Thor. There was a big death, and this plays into that. Little Monsters. Man, if you're not reading Little Monsters, again, this is a constant bag it, possibly slab it. Slabbing it just because really good book, but bagging it, definitely. It's just a great read. It's creepy. It's got, if you're a Walking Dead fan, I think there's elements of the survival aspect of that mixed in with these kids and the vampires and the whole thing that's going on with this. Definitely could see this being a TV show.
Yeah.
Maybe a movie. And we're only 3 issues in. So, and with the second issue, we got the first appearance of the little Survivor girl. So I can see that being a big deal. Jurassic League is coming out to tomorrow / Wednesday for us. It is the Justice League is Dinosaurs. Surprisingly funny.
Everybody's been clamoring for that.
I was like, this is going to be dumb as hell. And then I read it and I'm like, all right, this is kind of funny. This is pretty well done. Captain America Symbol of Truth is your Sam Wilson cat book coming out on Wednesday. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country #2 coming out Tuesday, Wednesday. I actually like this more than I liked the first issue. So, Dogs of London. Do we have a slide on that one?
No,
we don't.
Man.
Go ahead. Rip
This
it
is
apart.
trash. This is a leave it. Oh, did you get it? All right, so let's
Yes,
get into the Dogs of London.
it's definitely a type of book that should be right up my alley.
Yep.
Like it's in the wheelhouse of stuff I generally like. London mob, taking place. Well, the first half of the book is all taking place pretty much in the 60s, and then it leaps forward in time to, I think it says 2010. I think is what time it says. Maybe it's 2020. I can't remember exactly. They do a time jump to something way more current. It just didn't. It didn't have enough. Didn't push enough. I know you thought it was going to be anthropomorphic dogs.
I mean, the cover literally shows like Dobermans in suits.
Yeah, but no, it's more of a mob story. I actually saw some of the reviews of it, and then people were giving it praises.
Really?
I think they've
For
read.
what?
I think they've read more issues. I think it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if they've set an issue limit on this one.
Okay.
I assume it's Aftershock.
I
But I assume it's
imagine
around
it's
5.
And
But
I love Aftershock, but
yeah. I would probably pick up a 2 to see where they go. I didn't loathe it as much as you did. It definitely, if you walk past it, you aren't missing.
if a
anything.
gangster story is not your thing, this isn't going to be.
It
your
is
thing.
a gangster
And
story.
it's an England
Yeah.
1960s gangster story with maybe a supernatural twist at the end. I'm not sure what that twist was.
I forget. They did another book that this reminded me of, and I can't think of the title of
There's a
that
book
one.
called Rivers of London or something like that, I want to say.
No, this was another mob guys.
Ed, did you get a chance to read this one?
Dogs of London? No,
Yeah.
I
Well, you saved
actually
yourself
ended
some
up-
trouble in that one.
Yeah.
I actually ended up passing on that one. I just looked at it and I was like, I'll let you and Nick read this one and tell me if it's good. Maybe I'll go back to it. And
What's the Sundown coming out Wednesday? I thought it was better than What's the Sundown 1. I can't wait to see. We'll talk about it next week when you get a chance to check that out. Marauders 2, again, was a pass for me. Twig was great. Firepower, if you're enjoying the Kung Fu action. This was Kaiju meets Samurai. So
Ed, how did you not get this book?
I don't read Firepower, but our Kaiju streak stays alive.
They've unleashed a dragon-like Kaiju, and now he's destroying stuff. And now there's a Samuel Jackson samurai warrior to hunt down and try to defeat the Kaiju. So I've been enjoying that. Primo is actually up to issue 3. We had an issue 2. It was enjoyable. Red Sonja, Red Sitha. Oh, that was horrible. Ooh, what a pile of trash. So bad.
I had it sitting. I didn't read it.
Spider-Man 2099. I think we've got a thing on that. Wasn't my bad. Metal Society I dug. Giant Size X-Men Thunderbird I didn't like. Batman Beyond was okay. And World's Finest 1 and 2. If you're not reading Batman's World's Finest 1 and 2 and you're a DC fan, I don't know what your problem is. Beautiful art. Batman, Superman, Doom Patrol, Supergirl, Robin. It's been really, really good. That was my list.
Pick of the week, I think we had Metal Society. All 3 of us read this one. This was a little bit of a surprise. I didn't know what I was getting into reading it, but in the future, it takes the Wall-E approach where the humans all apparently just ruined the planet and the robots took over. Except that there wasn't cute little robots taking care of us on a cruise ship.
Yep.
I think at least issue 1 alludes to all of the humans eradicated themselves.
It seemed like it.
Yeah, they pretty much like drove themselves to extinction until.
I'm curious if you're going to find out something about that. I could see that as a kind of a twist in the future of this, that maybe the humans didn't eradicate themselves or something like that. But it alludes to that the humans did poor job, ruined the planet, killed themselves.
The
robots took over.
Brought them back.
Yeah, and the robots.
Yeah, robots genetically.
They're cloning humans to do menial labor for them.
Just almost as humans bring AI and robots into existence as almost an act of hubris. I think it says that in there. The robots do it as a act of to show what they can do because of how great they are.
Well, they allude to that our main character that we see on the cover there, like she's a Generation 3.
Yeah.
Who they're like genetically engineered to be strong.
Yeah.
And like crush metal because her job is to go through the junkyards of planet Earth and just destroy whatever they can.
Yep. So yeah, and then the premise of it is that humans don't have rights. There's only I think they actually give a number. There's only 10,000 humans or 3,000 humans. I don't know, because I think they said there was 10 in the first generation, 100 in the second generation, and third generation they went all out and they made a thousands number, but still wasn't anything crazy. But so this is the gearing up to be the fight between human, boxing fight, I guess, or kickboxing. I guess they don't really 100% say. I think it's going to be like kickboxing.
It's a human fight.
It's like a UFC fight, but there's rules. You can't hit the human in the face, and you can't hit the CPU on the robot. That's it.
The Marcus of Robot Zeri rules. Is,
and you've got the whole humans wanting to rise up and get their rights kind of thing.
Yeah.
Boiling in the background. So
I thought art-wise this was on point. I thought story-wise for such a limited concept or what concept we've seen so many times before. I was like, and then I was surprised. I was really pretty taken aback. Now after I had read Thunderbird and Marauders before this, so maybe my bar had just been really lowered by that point. But I was pretty happy with it overall. I thought this was a bag it for me.
I'd say
it's a bag it.
In my pull list, Department of Truth Volume 1. That is a collection of the first story arc of Department of Truth. If you're not reading Department of Truth, it's image book. It's really out there, to be quite honest. Conspiracy theory. Central. Yeah, it's all about conspiracy theories. And it reminds me of kind of American Gods, especially if you've watched the TV show. Except instead of the American Gods, it's all conspiracy theories. Theories get the more that they're believed in, the more reality warps to support them. So the Department of Truth is there to try to help curb that, and it's run by Lee Harvey Oswald. So I find it's very interesting. It's a very weird book. The art is really stylized. It's real scratchy, but I enjoy it. If you like kind of weird mystery, mind twists, definitely it's worth picking up the first volume of. Image does a nice thing where their volume ones are always
I think this
pretty
volume
cheap.
one is $9.99.
Yeah. Volume twos are like 24, but their first volumes are almost
first
like
bit's like a drug deal.
Yeah, most
Maybe
of I won't say all of them, but
Not
most of
always.
them I see they're usually like $10.
Yeah, that's a great deal on that one.
Yeah, it is. Metal Society #1. We just thumbs up. We just talked about that. Sandman. Again, I enjoyed the Nightmare Country Volume 2.
I had a chance to read number 2.
Yeah, I did. I read it. Good continuation.
Yeah.
Corinthian asking questions. The Corinthian being more, I think, of the main character and not. Well, I guess we don't know yet. But not necessarily.
He was definitely the major player.
Yeah, but I think the main character is not. He's murderous, killing. Like,
yes,
it's a little bit more of he has questions about himself and
what's going on.
Like, so I'm interested to see where that goes. I enjoyed that book.
I think we get was it Kane is the librarian. So
was it? I think. I think it was Kane.
Is it?
I don't think it is. Little
Yeah.
Monsters 3. I didn't get read Little Monsters 3. I read Little Monsters 2.
You need to check. Number 3 is great.
2 I thought was okay. It didn't do enough. I still liked it, but like it just. So 3, I'm interested to see where that goes. Spider-Man 2099. I'm a huge Spider-Man 2099 fan. I actually got two of my favorite Marvel characters in this week. Spider-Man 2099. Was it the best 2099 book I've ever read? No. As Sean points out, they drop you in expecting to know a lot about Spider-Man 2099, and there's a new big bad that killed the Avengers, and it does feel like they drop you in like there should have been a 0 issue or something.
And this was Alpha.
Yep.
I'm like, the Alpha should have been the one to explain it all to me, and instead it left me confused. So I'm like,
maybe issue 1 will like do a little backtracking. They got you hooked. Like, wait, I want to know what's going on.
But I'm interested. I'll get the 6 or 7 issues. I think it's going to be. It's a weird number of issues with Alpha, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then Exodus or Omega. I think it's the last one. Ghost Cage. I read, and that is a book I read.
I was like, I'm waiting to hear what you had to say about it.
I read it,
and I didn't understand it.
Yeah, it was weird. It's American anime, but with allusions to a plot here and there, and I don't know. I don't know. It was a rough, weird read and I like weird stuff.
This was a pass for me,
but
sure.
It was not worth it to me. West Down 2. That's one I had every intention of reading. I was going to read it on my lunch break today and didn't get to do that.
I think you're going to enjoy it.
I really liked issue 1.
You like number 1. I think you're going to like number 2 more.
Yep. All right. So I'm in. Like I said, I was already going to get all that. Avengers Forever, number 5. I had been reading 1 through 4. 5, I believe, is kicking off the new story arc. With 5, I had to get it because my boy Doom's on the cover. And come to find out, the Doom of all Dooms is he is tearing through, and it's a whole issue devoted to Doom and Dooms. So if you like Doom, you're getting a lot of Doom per page in this issue. There is, if you're familiar with the character Man Thing, you get Man Thing Doom, and man, there is
it a giant Doom?
There is giant size Doom.
Oh, okay.
He is in it as well.
Nice. Giant size Doom.
There's giant size Doom.
That's
his name, Giant Size Doom.
That's great. We got Savage Avengers getting ready to relaunch as well.
Yeah.
That one I'm really looking forward to. That team looks really cool.
But yeah,
you've also got an all-out Avengers getting ready to come out. That was the other thing in the Spider-Man free comic book.
A lot of Avengers coming our way.
But Dogs London and Twig we both talked about, and I think that wraps up our slides on the list.
Twig I liked a lot. Dogs London I did not.
Yeah, Twig would be a bag. I'm definitely interested to see where Twig 2 goes.
After dogging on Dogs of London so badly, I'm now going to force myself to read issue 2 just to see if it got any better. Yeah, because that was a definite miss for me.
We didn't get a Gwen Doom yet, but I mean, there's a lot of Dooms.
All right, going back to this list, then let's start over at Ed's list. I don't know. I'll
start with mine. For mine,
you're going to pick one book, just one. What is the one? What's the number 1 book on your list that you're like, this is what people need to read?
Number 1 book that people need to read, I would probably go. I'm going to Department of Truth. I love. Okay. It's a trade. I think that is a just a great X-File-y American Gods kind of love child.
Okay, I can see that.
What's yours?
Man, Batman Killing Time. I mean, I want to talk about Twig. I want to get little monsters out there, but honestly, for being surprised and like, holy cow, what a great issue! As I was reading Batman Killing Time in the store, I went outside to the bench and read it on like Wednesday. Came back in and told the store, announced, this is the book. If you're getting a book today, Batman Killing Time #3. And we did. We had people when I said it, I'm like, if this is the first appearance, it turns out again, it's his first full appearance of the Help. But I honestly believe we could see this book kind of take off because of just that. So that's my book.
I expect you to walk down the street next week. A little mini parade down to the toy store and back.
Ed, what do we got, buddy?
I think for me, it's going to be that Judgment Day tie-in. Just the, all the stuff that it's leading into. I'm really digging Eternals and X-Men. Avengers, not so much, but I think this will be a better version of these Avengers. Like I said, it's setting the stage for Marvel's big event, and I've been reading most all their books that they're putting out, and I'm looking forward to that one.
Awesome.
So,
all right.
Oh, hey, I have a question.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. If you had a
question of the week, here we
If
go.
you're gonna have a superhero vehicle,
okay.
What vehicle?
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, I've already got mine.
All right, what do you got, Ed?
I'm taking. It's no question. I'm taking the Blackbird. I'm taking an SR-71 Blackbird modified to carry my whole team and
nice
go supersonic wherever I want to go.
Supersonic space. That's a good one.
I'm sticking with my one I've already said before, and I'm taking a giant inhuman dog that's like 8 foot tall with me.
That's not a vehicle.
That's not a vehicle.
Wherever I want to go, I get him a giant service vest, so he's walking into the restaurants with me. And as far as I know, he can't just teleport one person, right? He can teleport,
a whole group. Yeah.
So I mean,
that's not a vehicle.
A man thing. Oh, that's a horrible way to travel. So yeah, I'm going with the giant puppy dog.
I'm going with the cable, old cable time cube.
Cable time cube.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
you can
open the doors, walk around. He can teleport, travel through time, do what he wants.
I like the Blackbird. After that, it'd probably be Spider Buggy. If you're gonna force me to take something, maybe a Spider Buggy. But there you go. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for checking out Bag It or Slab It. We greatly appreciate you joining us as we talk comics every week. And if you have anything you see that you heard that you like, just drop us a line at Comics Cube. We are more than happy to hook you up, and we'll get you these books. If there's anything you heard that you like, just let us know. Add your subscription to Comics Cube, and you get a 10% discount. On behalf of me, Ed, and my good buddy Nick, be groovy, everybody.
Bye.